is Raquel with Paints and Glitter, and today I'm coming to you with this mini album share. I want to show you what I used to make it. This is a Gorgeous Girl project that I've been working on for the last couple of days, and I just finished it, and I might keep adding to it. That's how I always work anyway. If it's still, if it's not out of my hands, then it's never done. However, I wanted to share what I used. I used some stickers that I had, you know, these types of stickers like this that are heavy card or cardstock stickers. These in particular, I think I used one from this one, but these were from the dollar store, I think it was, and they're really beautiful. I don't remember if these were gifted to me in a swap or they may have come from a swap. I can't remember, so I apologize if one of you guys gave it to me and you're watching the video. Feel free to let me know in the comments section so you can get credit for that, because they're lovely. Or I may have picked them up, I just can't remember. Anyway, I also decided to, for the first time on one of my mini albums, use one of the die sets from the Gorgeous Girl sets, and I decided to use this particular one on the cover because I felt like she fit really nicely with what the theme that I was using. And she was not as complicated as others, so I'll be completely honest. She was one of the easier ones to play around with, and I really liked the way she looks. So I built her using basically her dress and arms, adhering them to the background paper, which is a blue paper that I use there that has little hearts on it. And once I was able to adhere those pieces, I then assembled the rest. So I hope that's self-explanatory, but I also have a Gorgeous Girl stamp that has this beautiful little bunny, and I decided to put him in there, and she came from this collection here, which I've yet to, I think my next album might have her on the cover. This is called Time to Fly, and she looks like that, and she's absolutely adorable. And I should have started there, but I didn't, so I went ahead and used her because the other one, she was too big for the cover. So let me make sure I'm in frame. So I used the little bunny from that collection. I think it's absolutely adorable. And I used wooden butterflies. I did make this a shaker, so it is a functional. Let me see if I can. I try not to shake them on camera because I think it's, you know, can get dizzy. But it has little gold shaker bits in there, and pinks and oranges, basically the colors that were in this paper collection. And in that same fashion, I did the pink and orange here with the bow, and on top of a wooden butterfly there. So there's a white butterfly, a pink bow, an orangey looking butterfly, and then this one on top. And as I like to do on my covers, there's multiple layers here. And I apologize for the glare there. So I also used oxide inks on the border of this pink paper to make it stand out a bit. And my lighting never really does the albums justice, but hopefully in the pictures that I post you can see what that actually does look like. The spine here, I'll show you what I did there. This, I absolutely love this. Probably, I love the spine on this book. And the reason being that I use from Project Life by Becky Higgins, I use this embossing folder, or the second one here. You can't tell because the price is covering it, but it's, here we go. It's this image here. So what I did was that I used oxide ink, and I placed it on the embossing folder itself, then placed white cardstock, or I'm sorry, pink cardstock inside of it. And when I ran it through my embossing machine, it colored the paper with a dual tone there of pink. I added this little flower, and then the back I kept super simple because this is a smaller book, and I just didn't want to fiddle with the back too much. So yeah, so I was really happy with how that turned out. And this is a very colorful, whimsical book, so please, if you like monochromatic projects, this one's gonna not be that. I used antique seam binding, as I like to do for the closure of the book, and it does have chipboard, so it's sturdy. And as I like to make mine, I like to make sturdy books, so there is chipboard in between the papers. the inside opens like so. I made a little waterfall using some dies that I have, and they are a stacked set of square dies that have little stars that cut out of the border, and I think they're absolutely adorable. And then I used another die, as I like to do, and layered it on vellum. And then using a tonic die that I have, that I recently received, I used this one, which these dies are absolutely stunning. I used that one to make this pull, and then if you see there, it does the little waterfall effect. It just doesn't do it perfectly, which is, you know, obviously I was disappointed by that, but that was my error in judgment there. But I did add a little piece of acetate here that says Dream Out Loud, and then this one's blank where you could place a small picture, and then that one has the little flower on top. But I'm still happy with it. I mean, I made an effort. The next page here, let me set this down and let's see. I'm sorry if I wasn't in frame. This next page here has the little frame stamp, and that's what I used throughout on the inside of the album. I colored a bunch of these little girls, and I had a really fun time making those. And then I layered them on top of different dies that I have in my stash. The oval stitch die is one that I use for most of them. And I made a little closure, like a gatefold closure there. So you could add a large picture there, and then maybe journal on these smaller tabs. And I also finish, if you can tell there, the inside of those tabs. And that one I closed up with the blue ribbon to match the paper with the cameras there. And then over here, I kept this one a little more simple. I added the little sentiment here. It's actually chipboard and it says memories. And here's where I used those tonic dies again that create, what is this? It's supposed to be a hinge, this smaller one. But what I did was that I incorporated it into the page as, you know, a little element there to hold the ribbon. And this one has antique seam binding, and it opens like so. So again, room for pictures there. These pages here I made pockets with. And I just added little elements from the paper collection that will slide inside the pocket. And I love this die that I have. I believe it's tattered lace, and it cuts out this beautiful bow. So I backed it up with acetate so that it's nice and sturdy, and added the beautiful flower there. Mulberry flower, and that was given to me by Nati, if I'm not mistaken. So thank you, Nati, for the flowers. This here is another one of the little gorgeous images, and that is from the Frames collection. If you're not familiar with those stamps, I absolutely adore them. I think they're so beautiful. I added more elements there, ephemera. This one I stamped and embossed, and those fit here. So you can tell, I mean, there's a lot of color in these pages, and I think it makes it for a very whimsical album. On this page I made a side pocket here, and if you've seen any of my other albums, you've seen me make that style pocket before. Here I use these dies from Creative Basics. And it looks like this. I used it to make a card, and then I topped it off with another little gorgeous image, and it opens like so. And that slides right in here. And I added another little butterfly here, and this one has holographic, you know, it's a sticker, but it's dimensional. And I added the little gold gems to that. Then over here, I colored this gorgeous girl to match this paper with the blues and reds. So I added the red gems and the little blue butterfly, and then I added more of that antique seam binding there for place to open it. Opens like so. It says Adventures Out There. And then there's room for pictures there and there. And I apologize for the sound there. But this does have a magnet closure, just to let you know. Then this page here, I think I forgot to add the ribbons. Yes, I did. I made little tags from the ephemera included in the collection. And here's another gorgeous girl. And what I did here was that I made a belly band on top of that pocket and added washi in 2 different colors there, metallic washi, so that it would look more glittery. And then this chipboard piece here says it's not what we have in life, but who we have in our lives that matters most of all. I really like that sentiment. So I added that there. And here's another side pocket, and on this one, I kept it pretty simple, so I added another little tag from the paper collection, and then with more papers I created this little trifold piece here where you can add more pictures or journaling and have it be a little more private by having it tucked into that pocket. And I also use the decorative die there for that beautiful look that it gives the page. And then more pocket pages, or one more here. On this one, I went ahead and went with the colors that were in the paper. So I colored the gorgeous girl, framed her with the dies, and added the little sentiment that says genuine. And then these stickers butterfly stickers were given to me in a swap I participated in with Scrap the World, and I believe it was Tiffany, if I'm not mistaken, who gave those to me, and I thank you so much. They're such beautiful butterflies, and I finally got to use them. And here I added another little bow, and I believe she also gave me the bow. So I added it to this tag, and it says all good things are wild and free. And then there's a few more. And I like to back them up also. But I fussy cut what's unique about this page is I fussy cut the image of the buildings. So it's not a straight pocket. Instead of cutting off the actual images, I just went along the edges of the buildings, like a little cityscape there. That's part of the look of the page, and I just went along with that. And I really like how that turned out. I'm really happy with it. And then I also glimmered up the edges of all the windows. I don't know if the video is catching that or not, but it does have some glimmer to it. Maybe there, you can see a little bit of it. So all the windows are a little bit shiny. And then this page here was a lot of fun. I went along with the tie-dye look of that page in the background, and I used the same dies, again, from Creative Basics. And because this particular, the largest one there, doesn't cut part of the die, I was able to make a swing door with it, or however you would call it. So I colored the little image to match, and I added the blues and the lilac there. And then I added the little tab that's also from that same die collection. But the page in and of itself was white, the paper, but I embossed it, and I also used Ranger Distress and Oxide inks to make it look more like a denim blue. And it's also, I sealed it, and I used mixed media varnish. I don't know how to say that any other way. Well, Liquitex varnish. I don't know how to make the images waterproof, and the page also, because this is a medium that does react to water, and we all have moisture in our hands. If I do something that where I use oxide inks and that sort of thing, I like to seal it so that I don't have to, whoever receives the book doesn't have to worry about touching the page and then ruining it. This opens like so, also with a magnet. There's that tie-dye paper I was referring to. And then the last page is another little pocket page. And this one has this adorable little image. I added the pink flower And then I made a belly band using black paper and iridescent or shiny pink washi tape, which I then ran through my crimper, so it gave it that awesome texture that I like. And then I made a little booklet with some other pieces of the little cards available with the collection. And I sealed it with washi to make a little booklet, and then added the gems there, the little golden gems. And then I also made another little shaker with one of the cards, and it says fall in love with as many things as possible, and that one has a bunch of other little glitter bits there, or sequins as we call them, and that is covered with tulle versus acrylic. So that is the last page, and that's my album. So what I would like to do is, since I've reached 500 subscribers already, and actually I believe it's a few more, and I just want to show some gratitude here, because I know that it's time consuming to look at videos, and you know, we love to watch them for inspiration and everything, but I'm really grateful to those of you who actually do leave comments and you know, say kind words. So one of you is going to be the winner of this mini album, if you're interested, of course. The way to enter is that I would like to receive from you, if you'd like to participate, just a small ATC, if you're interested. If you're not familiar with what an ATC is, I do have a tutorial on my channel of how to make one, and it doesn't have to be that complicated, of course. It can be just one-dimensional. What I can do is, if you'd like to participate, leave me a comment below, and I will send you my address. What I will do is, my comments don't go public immediately, and I do that on purpose because I like to respect people's privacy. There are people who reach out to me on my channel for prayer or to share things with me that are not necessarily something that they want to publicize. So out of respect for people's privacy, I don't automatically approve all the comments, and I like the way that works, because if you need to reach me and say something to me or ask me a question that maybe you don't want to ask in a public forum or that sort of thing, then I can respond to you privately. So feel free to leave your email address, and I won't publicize the comment, but I'll send you my address, and then you can send me an ATC, and on the back of the ATC, just let me know what you like in terms of crafting, like your style, your name, obviously, and also your address, which will be on the envelope that you send. So that'll be easy peasy, I think, and if only 5 of you participate, or 3, or however many, then maybe all of you will get a little something, I can't promise it'll be an album, because if you see how thick that is, this costs a little bit more to ship than, other items that I can send. But yeah, I just want to get to know more of the people who are watching my videos, and also show some gratitude. So an easy way to do that is to have your address. So feel free to comment, let me know, and again, what I'll do is that I will pick a random winner, because I'm not going to judge anything. I'm not in the position of ever doing that. And do the ATC in the style that you like. If you like Gorgeous Girls, then that would be phenomenal, because I love Gorgeous Girls, of course. If you don't, if you just want to participate and win this as a gift for someone else, then I can understand that. You can do the ATC in a different style. However, I do want this to go to someone who actually does craft. So if you don't have a YouTube channel where you're showing your craft items, then leave me please a link to your Instagram channel or your Facebook channel where you may have craft items listed, that sort of thing, because I don't want to give this away to someone who just randomly happens to watch the video and hasn't ever really left a comment or is not active on the page, because I know that there are a couple of you that leave me comments on almost every single video that I post. And if you don't do it on the video, you do it on my Instagram. And I find that to be absolutely lovely. And so yeah, I want this to go to a crafter, someone who understands the value of the time spent making these kinds of things. Not because I think it's you know, not deserved otherwise, because that's not the point either, but because I want it to go to someone who I know will appreciate it. So having said that, and I hope that doesn't come off the wrong way, because I'm appreciative of everyone who stops by and says hello, of course, you know. Let me know your thoughts if you're interested, like I said, and maybe if only one person enters, then hey, you might be the one person who gets the album. So I don't have a big head, people, so I can understand that maybe only one person might respond. So in any case, I hope that you've been inspired and that you can be blessed. And by all means, that is the reason why I make these albums. I just want to bless other people. And, you know, if I can collect a few pennies while I'm at it for my kids' education, then of course I'm appreciative of that. But this one is going to be a winner, as someone who gets selected randomly. Okay? So have a great day and thank you for watching.